Alright, in this video we're going to learn how to set up the tool for threading. Last video we looked at putting the chamfer and the groove in the part. This time we want to look at how to set the tool and actually start making some passes on our threaded test bar. Okay, so first thing is we do have to have the tool to the proper height. And the best way to do that is back the center out and run the tool over until it's right on height and raise it just a pinch, and that gets that. So we want the top of the tool right even with the tip of the center. Okay, lock the center back down. The second step after we get the tool to the proper height is to get the tool to the proper angle. It's a 60-degree thread, so we want 30 degrees right, 30 degrees left, not 31 right and 29 left. We want 30, 30. So you can see where our tool is in there, and I don't see any gaps in it. So the tool is going straight in. And it doesn't matter if the tool is slanted this way or that way. We can adjust the tool, and you see how my tool post is cocked just slightly to the right. That's so I can clear my hand in here. Because when we do some small threads, our tool post will normally want to hit the center or the tailstock ram. So that's another reason we put the dovetails. We have two dovetails. We put one in the back, one on the left. Okay, so now we're going to make a scratch pass on this part. And people do that several ways. One way to make the scratch pass on the part, you can glue it if you want to glue it. Let me make sure my tool's tight. It's always a good thing to do. Okay. And what we'll do now, we'll run it and we'll put some bluing on it just so you can see. You don't have to use bluing if you don't want to. Some people like it. It's a little bit easier to see your thread that you're putting on there. And all you need is one light coat of bluing and you will be fine. Now obviously we're not going to run it this fast. We're going to run it down to about 50. We're going to do a 1-inch 12, so we want to make sure the machine is set for 1-inch 12 threads. And we need BP7. BP7. WW. Okay, now we're set for 12 threads per inch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up and just make a scratch on my part, just like that. See the scratch on it? So I'm going to zero this out. I'm going to take it back, take it over, take it back to zero, and we'll lock it in on any whole number with a 12 pitch. There's a lot of rules as far as when to lock it in, when not to lock it in, but I found that if I'm doing an even number of threads, I'll pick any number and I'll be in good shape. And if I'm doing an odd number like 11 and a half or maybe an Acme 5 pitch, it's going to be almost the same number each time that I start at. So let's see how we're going to scratch here. We want 12 threads per inch. We've got our threading tool centered up. We're on height. We have the chamfer at the beginning. We have the groove at the end. And once we get cutting, we'll start putting oil on it. I stop it in the groove. I'm on zero. I'm a cross slide. I come out to zero, take it back to home position, take it back to zero, and then I'm going to start moving my compound rest in about 5 thousandths at a time. Okay, but first I want to check and make sure that is truly a 12 pitch thread. So what I do, I take my pitch gauge and I lay it on here just like this, and I see that each tip of the thread pitch gauge is pointing at a thread. And that's what we want. So I'm assured right now I have 12 threads per inch. So I'm going to take my compound in about 5 or 6, and I'm going to lock it in on numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4, and we'll see how we do. I'll put a little bit of oil on it if it will come back it out 0. On the cross slide, we take it to home position. We take it into 0. We take it in about another 5 thousandths, and we lock it in on a whole number. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And our chip is coming off the left side, which is what we want. Back it out 1 complete round. We take it to the home position again. Right here, about 1/8 inch on the left side of the part. Take it into 0 and about another 5. So what we'll do for sake of time, let's speed it up to a little bit higher gear. And we'll just run it like this. Take it back home, take it back to 0 with the cross slide. And take it in about 5 or 6 on the compound. And we'll shoot across the part pretty quick like this. Compound rest is setting at 30 degrees. Some books say 29. Some say 29.5, some say 30. So you take your pick. Let me put a little bit more oil on this thing. Pretty thick oil we're using. And I'll lock it down here and away we go. Now you won't be running it this fast. For the sake of your tooling and getting comfortable with the machine. But once you get used to the machine, you feel good with the machine, you can crank it up and let it take off. Moved it in about 7 thousandths. It's starting to look like a thread now, so once it starts to look like a thread, I'm going to start measuring it. So I think I'll take one more pass, take it home again, take it in with the cross slide to 0. I'm going to take one more pass, and then we'll check it to see where we're at. Okay, now we'll stop the machine. We'll check it. We're using a pitch mic that is 10 to 13P. That's a 10 pitch, 11 pitch, 12 pitch, 13 pitch. And I'm doing a 12 pitch here. So we'll open this thing up and see what we get. So I'm going to try to allow you to see this as much as possible. And if you can see the anvil has a thread in the middle of it, and the spindle goes down into a thread. And what I usually do is I'll lock it down, loosen it a little bit until it falls through, and it looks like I'm about 964. And if I look at my machinery handbook for this page for 1" 12 2A fit, my pitch diameter should be 944 to 938, and my miner is 899, which I cut that earlier. So anywhere from 944 to 938 will be good. So we've got a little bit to go, so we'll take a couple more passes. We'll back it up, take it over. Let's put a little bit more oil on it. Okay. We'll take it over to the home position, take it down to 0. The cross slide always goes 0 to 0. We'll take it in about 5 or 6. We'll lock it in on number 4 and see what we can get. And it's starting to really look like a thread. But just make sure you're quick enough to stop it when we get this close. So we're going to reach around and check it and see 56. We got about 10 to go, but we're going to take some passes a little bit easier. Okay? Because we want these last passes to be only a couple thousandths. That way it's going to give us a smoother finish. So there's one. We'll take it out to 0. Take it home. Take it back to 0. And now we're just going to take about 2 thousandths, just barely skim it. Some people at this point would take a ghost pass just to clean it up. That looks lovely. I'm going to have a little bit more oil on it. I think I'm running out of oil. So let's see what we get. 38 to 44 is what we want. But see how I put the mic on it and wiggle it? It doesn't have a lock. Okay, right there. And I have 9, 25, 35, 40, 41, 42. That's between 38 and 44. So these threads are done. And that's how we thread. First, we line the height of the tool up with the center. Then we use a center gauge. Just like this, we use the center gauge to line the tool up. After we line the tool up, then we're ready to make a skim pass to make sure the thread is a 12 pitch thread. Once it's a 12 pitch thread, we start cutting until we get to the pitch diameter with the mic. And when it reads between 938 and 944, we are done. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you have questions or comments, please let me know by text or email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.